Hit that subscribe, like, comment, share. Tap into the daily uploads at 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. If you missed the live streams, you got picture in picture. And if I don't get to any questions during the live streams or the pause, drop them in the comments. I'll make it part of the weekly mailbag. If you're following on the blue, smash those reactions. I know you're OG. Hit that like, comment, share. Tap into the daily content that is the shop. If you're new to the shop, you definitely should be tapped in on the green. No ads, up to 50 emotes free for just being a follower. You do not have to be a supporter to unlock picture in picture, late night streams. Follow us on Kick. We also live on Twitch. Look out for the drops, as well as if you have Amazon Prime, it's free 99 to sub to the channel once a month. Don't let Jeff Bezos stick that money back in his pocket. If you don't use it on the shop, use it on another content creator that you like. I still call it Twitter, but follow us on X. We tweet back. If you missed the daily shop talks, make sure you tap in for the late night cap on the purple and the green. The Discord is always open. Outside of subs, donos, and cash apps is also another way to support the content. That's by grabbing a trucker hat, a bandana, hoodies, the classic barbershop, Five Nation, right out of the official merch store on Tactic, formerly known as Geeks Unleashed. Code Buddha at checkout to get a discount. Hit that subscribe, like, comment, share. Tap into the daily uploads at 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. If you missed the live streams, you got picture in picture. And if I don't get to any questions during the live streams or the pause, drop them in the comments. I'll make it part of the weekly mailbag. If you're following on the blue, smash those reactions. I know you're OG. Hit that like, comment, share. Tap into the daily content that is the shop. If you're new to the shop, you definitely should be tapped in on the green. No ads, up to 50 emotes free for just being a follower. You do not have to be a supporter to unlock picture in picture, late night streams. Follow us on Kick. We also live on Twitch. Look out for the drops, as well as if you have Amazon Prime, it's free 99 to sub to the channel once a month. Don't let Jeff Bezos stick that money back in his pocket. If you don't use it on the shop, use it on another content creator that you like. I still call it Twitter, but follow us on X. We tweet back. If you missed the daily shop talks, make sure you tap in for the late night cap on the purple and the green. The Discord is always open. Outside of subs, donos, and cash apps is also another way to support the content. That's by grabbing a trucker hat, a bandana, hoodies, the classic barbershop, Five Nation, right out of the official merch store on Tactic, formerly known as Geeks Unleashed. Code Buddha at checkout to get a discount. Yo. It's popping, y'all. Hey, y'all feeling the new commercial? Got the new mic cover. Man, some of y'all would know this if y'all watched the birthday mailbag. I wasn't here yesterday, but I was here in spirit. Definitely dropped the birthday mailbag YouTube video this morning. KT2 the GOAT, Rabbit, Bad Take Sheet in the building. B Walker, what's good, player? Nano, what's poppin'? Appreciate the happy birthday as well. Who else in here? LeBron fan, what up? Say nice look. Oh, for sure, man. Definitely if y'all get a chance, man, that's what I want for my birthday. Go check out the YouTube. We got the restrictions up. If y'all haven't noticed, like the views on the shop talks on YouTube been going up, and that is because we are no longer restricted. Tomorrow we should be here for the watch party for MCS to start back. Y'all know I haven't necessarily been tapped in on the Madden side as much as y'all used to seeing me, but hey man, we'll be here for the Madden Bowl, for the crown, the best Madden player of Madden 26. TJ, what up? Appreciate the love, my boy Q. What's good? He said, I didn't know if it was your birthday or your daughter, same day as my son. I'm a groundhog. February 2nd. My grandmother's was February 7th, 1928, and my daughter is February 13th, 2016. So her birthday is next week, and she will be 10. She'll be 10. She'll be John Stockton. Then Happy birthday for your son as well, man. Definitely Aquarius, the water bringers, the bearers of life. I said, man, let me do the commercial, because I say it so much that it sounds repetitive. So it's just better if I just made it as a commercial that I could hot button it and put that up as a beginning to the stream or inside the YouTube videos or whatever for the people that don't know we on multiple platforms. Appreciate everybody being tapped in today on all 4 social media platforms. We took a day off, but we bike, and I got to go behind the scenes, show y'all. Like if you look at the thumbnail, it's actually all the different pictures of my stream room over the years, of back when they had carpet in here, when they had a couch in here. Y'all remember when I broke the couch? I had the couch in here, and it's always been this corner angle, but the desk should be here within the next week or so. So that'll be the next episode. Basically, y'all got to help me come up with a way to name that series. I had like Bill with Unc. I had all kind of like too deep for the intro type of names, and I was like, just like Mailbag, we'll just naturally let it turn into its own thing, and it'll have its own name in due time. But I did have a question for y'all. Should I put the Titans get new jerseys, so should I put the Shotbybuddha jersey in the shadow box on the right, if y'all seen the video, or should I put the red Steve McNair classic Titan jersey in the shadow box? I'm kind of alternate is I could go color rush Derrick Henry in the shadow box, but it's up to y'all. Y'all let me know which jersey should I put in the shadow box on that side when the camera angle change. I hope y'all like the new blue microphone. If anybody's seen how dirty my other microphone cover was, like, I'll never let it get that bad again. And y'all got to see me basically how the room looks now that I cleaned it out and gutted it. I did that to every room in my house, man. That was my goal of January, and we more than accomplished that goal. Your brother's birthday is on the 16th. Bonds is on the 19th. Aquemini. It's him and I. Yo, Michael G with the follow. Tyler Sage, DB, Lil D, #1 in all the land. Appreciate you tapping in. He said McNair. He said the red might be a nice contrast. Yeah. KT say McNair. Okay. Everybody saying McNair, so look like it's gonna be Mac 9. Everybody know. See, I never did it before because Tatted sent me that. That's actually said Shotbybuddha with the 9 on it, and that's Delaney Walker. One of the supporters sent me that. That's autographed, and then Ed Dub sent me the jersey. I think Troy sent the Chargers. Troy sent the Delaney Walker. Tatted sent the 9, and then the Eddie George, Ed Dub sent it. Y'all remember he sent a Buffalo Bills Andre Reed jersey, and we did a giveaway with that. Obviously the jackets up there, my wife did those upcycled Titan jackets with all the old logos on it. That right there is my granddaddy's. He's a both of my granddaddies are World War II vets. So this is his flag from the funeral, and then that Bible is my grandma's Bible. It's big. It's like when you open it up, it's like this big. So I try to read out of it every morning when I get up, man. Give me a little motivation for the dinner. And the RJ with the 50 ball. How the baby doing, RJ? Hope everybody's in a place where they got power and not affected by the elements and the weather. So y'all kind of got to see a little behind the scenes action. If y'all watch the YouTube video, if y'all haven't get a chance, go check it out. And y'all, I told y'all about the changes I'm gonna make. So the next changes, the next video that I do, like unboxing stuff, is gonna be me taking this desk down that's been here since the not since the beginning, but I say probably like the last 4 or 5 years. This desk has been there, so I'm gonna be redoing that, and we're gonna be going with a whole different look. We're gonna be going a whole different look on the desk and the camera angle, so that should get you right. Dragon stickers in the chat for RJ with the 50 ball. I'm gonna send you a prayer Bible for me, and that I read one page a day. All right, for sure. I definitely will accept that. You know, it's a lot of things people can say they're gonna send me, and I'll be like, that right there is something I definitely take. He said put the Buddha jersey in the shadow box, not the Mac 9. They got you outnumbered right now, Rabbit. He said, do the Tennessee Titans have the NFL's best coaching staff for the 2026? I think they far exceeded their reach of all the teams that were putting together coaching staff this offseason. I think the Tennessee Titans knocked it out of the park. But they also have to follow that up by winning games, and they have to follow that up by having another draft class like they just had, and a better free agent period than they had when they had Rand, and then with the first shot by Bergonzi, they got to do better. But I mean, if you think about, they got 5 GMs in the building, they got a new stadium coming. Miss Amy is giving them all the resources, and they've brought in every position coach on earth. Like, if they don't get it done now, like if not now, when? It's like Josh Allen, if not now, when? Statman in the building. You said from one vet to others, that's love. But saying it said I bought it randomly at a hospital gift shop when your son was born. He was calling you, huh? Snow here Saturday, pretty good in North Carolina. Yeah, I seen a month. TGG Month had, and his story was like so much snow. I said, ain't no way, bro. You out there with the shovel. I can't do it. We not leaving Bama, cuz. Ravens getting the Bears OC, and Weaver definitely fire. And let's see, Chad, what up? Appreciate the reaction on the stream. And then look, let me tell y'all something. Let me give me some crystal balls in the shop. Cause I'm gonna do a little story time, man. Y'all know I gotta do story time when y'all drop them crystal balls, because it's something that happened, and I'm gonna show y'all growth. I'm gonna show y'all growth when y'all drop those crystal balls. I'm gonna show y'all something. OKD for sure. Definitely blessed. All right. Y'all know, like, I don't ban people. I don't block people unless they say like sexual stuff. Like, people can say whatever. Like, I don't take offense to it. Obviously, the troll video, the reel that I put out, it shows that, like, that's the growth in me, is the person that want to go fight everything that verbally that come at me, that over the years I've just got really good at it, right? But you know that we on different platforms, people respond to different things. And y'all know I have this motto where it's like people gravitate to the things that, you know, that they like. You know, some people, you could post a picture of your kid praying and they scroll right past it, and they can post a picture of something they don't like and they'll just gravitate to it. Some people just, you know, what their energy gravitate towards. Some people gravitate towards things they like and positivity, and some people go towards things that they don't like and negativity gets all their energy. But in my YouTube comments, there are people that follow, that see the videos, that aren't the normal Facebook shop people. They ain't the Discord shop people. They ain't the people that's on Kick. They're not the people that watch on Twitch. They kind of know about the shop, that's been around or decide to watch there. YouTube is kind of its own entity, kind of like Twitter. You know, it's like its own world. Well, it's some people that be on there like saying like, yo, I hate the let me teach you how to vibe part. And I'm like, I appreciate the input. You have a blessed day. They think I'm being mean when I say that. Like, they want to, I'm like, bro, I'm not arguing with you. I'm saying, like, I hear your input, like that. I got content on different places. People that like things on Twitch might not like the same things that's on Facebook. People that's on Facebook not like the same things that's on Kick. Vice versa with TikTok, with Twitter, Instagram, everything. So I'm like, okay, if one person say this, that mean, like, I don't value that person's opinion more than the OGs in the shop or the people that's been following, supporting, you know, whatever. I still take that into account. Even if it's somebody that I could care less about their opinion, I still listen to it. So yeah, I said, you know what? I said on the shops, I'm only going to let it say, let me teach you how to vibe when people like sub to the channel. So like, that means it's at a lot less clip, because it was the same way we used to do in the tournaments. We would turn it off because the notifications would overtake the podcast or the tournament streams. So, you know, that's kind of some approach that I'm taking, is even when somebody does something to you that could potentially, you could be taking it as negative, you gotta have thick skin and you gotta be able to not take things personal to grow. So it's like, that's a perfect example of, that's something I added into the stream this week while I was doing the editing, the mailbag video and cleaning up and doing all kind of stuff. I was like, let me change it. So when it comes in, if people are just watching just the shop talks that go up at 7 a.m. on YouTube, don't hear all the notifications from people liking on Facebook, because it could be 50, 60 likes on Facebook in the first 30 minutes, you know, of the shop talk, and it could overtake for people that ain't used to seeing that. So I say, you know what, I'm a accommodating type of person, man. Is gonna show people that growth is like everybody that pop in my comments. I'm not trying to argue with you, bro. Like you got it. You know what I'm saying? Like some people come in, they just be so negative. Like I'm not one of them people that go on the internet looking for people to argue with. That's not me. If I want to do that, I'll walk out this. My mom out there, my wife out there. Like I just go out there and start arguing. I just say anything and then start arguing. So like I don't need to find people on the internet to argue with, but I do take constructive criticism. So that was my little story time for that. That I had to get out because sometimes, you know, like I used to say, like even a crackhead could give you a fire message. You can't just discount the message coming from the crackhead just because it's a crackhead. Crackhead might teach you something or say something that's gonna save you or help you out in the beginning in the future. All right, so that's that. Becker in the building. Was good, my boy? Y'all finally got y'all a coach. Say I'm attending the Super Bowl week in San Jose Friday. That's gonna be fire, man. Take a lot of pictures, cuz RJ with the 500 star ball. Alright, so the mailbag is officially open. Man, I appreciate everybody that's been tapping in on the content. Like I said, we've been growing on the tube. We're like inching really close to like maybe the end of this month, Black History Month. We will make some more history and be partnered on YouTube by the end of the month. So if you can hear, it's some different audio sounds that I've reduced some of them and some of them I've changed. Yo, Chronic fan, what's good, my boy? You missed the story time, but we here. Yo, Titan South, what's good, my boy? Tighten up. You like the you like the blue, right? Yay. Look, I was going through the colors. I was like, should I do yellow to do the Vibe Nation yellow? Should I do red? Man, I was like, that half of the two-tone blue looks fire. Cause I said we'll take it. It said I had a crackhead teach me how to carry a refrigerator while riding a bike with no hands. It was all cool till I realized it was my refrigerator. Man, that is not what you want to happen. Dragon stickers in the chat for the 500 star bomb. The story time was basically me saying that it was a troll on YouTube that because I'm not a sensitive person, I got thick skin. I took some portion of what the troll was saying, and I don't value that person's opinion more than anybody else's. But I said if one person think this way, more than one person think this way. So I adjusted it so when the Shop Talks update, when my stream start, it's not just like a whole bunch of notification sounds of people that's just trying to hear what I'm saying. Bloody was popping, my boy. Said nah, the blue splash is where RJ with the 500. Hey, look, who seen my storage bins and say I know Unc ain't got no yellow and pays no girly print stuff, but that was my daughter's, man. I just needed the storage, and them things is expensive and they're hard to come by. They're really hard to get. But my wife found me some navy blue ones that I was able to swap this out. And when I change it, like y'all gonna be able to see like you seen, if you watch the birthday mailbag, you'll see how it's gonna look, but it's gonna look even more different than that once I get done with it. But I needed y'all to come along on the journey to get all the dust, grit, and grime out of that room. He said I got a question, but it's not Titans related. Shoot, the shop is open, man. Any question is on the board. I am not a duck. I answer all questions, man. Appreciate the 500, the 100, the 500, and the 50, RJ. He said, "Mayhem changed the regular scheduled program." Hey, but look, it's just things that's gotta happen. Cause I'm gonna tell you another little tidbit, man. Like, bro, on my mama, bro, I'm literally recording the commercial for the stream. I'm recording the mailbag. I promise y'all, I recorded like 2 hours worth of content with the mic off, and I realized that my daughter was yelling in the hall, and I had put it on mute, not on the soundboard. Like I got a Go XLR that I control all my audio with. It wasn't that. It was I had muted it on the actual computer. And I was like, man, I done recorded like 50 clips and ain't nothing. I'm like this, giving mad energy because I can hear myself in the recording because the audio piece is on, but the computer is not recording any of my voice for like an hour, bro. I felt so stupid. I just left the house. But on my birthday, bro, it's just like, but it just lets you know, like, man, take a reset, come back, and it sounded better the second time around. I can finally look forward to free agency and the draft. Now that y'all finally got a coach, do you believe Giannis and Steph finna team up in Golden State? I wouldn't put it past the NBA. When people stop watching the NBA and the ratings go down, I mean, who could have guessed Luka Doncic going to the NBA finals and then leaving and being on the Lakers. Like I wouldn't put it past the NBA. NBA is like no morals at all, Titan South. Like when I say no morals, if they could drain the blood out of our bodies right now to get an extra view on primetime NBA basketball, they would do it. Now I appreciate the love. Like your post on Bond getting hit with the switches. I found GoldenEye emulation last year, and I'm going to tell you it's harder playing on keyboard than on the controller. I believe it, Chad. Not this summer, but was it? I don't think it was this year. I think it was the year before last. I went and played GoldenEye start to finish. I played The Witcher start to finish. I played every GTA on stream. It might have been 2 years ago. It might have been 24 that I did that. And bro, it was the most fun going back playing all those old titles like that, just like start to finish. Even though I know everything that's about to happen, GoldenEye start to finish, Witcher start to finish, and GTA start to finish was like story mode was like super fun. So I'm excited about James Bond video game that's supposed to have came out in March of this year. Is coming out in May, and I'm gonna tell you how slick they is. If you go to Netflix right now, you can watch every single James Bond movie on Netflix right now. I've been watching them at night, just laying up, get my Mac on, you know what I'm saying? And I'm sorry to tell y'all, I don't care about Pierce Brosnan, and I love Sean Connery, but Roger Moore is my favorite Bond. I'm sorry. He just was the smoothest. He just do the most Bond-ish stuff that Bond do. Then I was watching George Lazenby when he played on that one Bond, Majesty's Secret Service. He slapped the hell out of that girl. I said, man, that could never fly. Girl told him no, cuz just slapped her. I was like, golly, bro. It's a different time, man. No loyalty in the NBA. I was just asking your opinion. Oh, for sure. And if anybody got any questions, man, I appreciate all y'all questions, man. Definitely shoot. It said Nagy found a home with the Giants. All right, let's get into that part of the shop talk too while we at it. If y'all got any questions, drop them. I'll make it part of the mailbag. But Tennessee Titans dodge a bullet, man. And, some people are mad about it. But I'm going to be honest. I never wanted Stefanski. It was a lot of Titan fans and Titan people yelling for Stefanski. And then what does he do? Hire the Callahans and all our old special team coaches and go over there. Like he's about to do damage in Atlanta in the worst way. And Raheem Morris found a home on the Niners. And then lo and behold, the Giants get Harbaugh and they get Denard Wilson, which I love Denard Wilson. But they interviewed, come on, Giant fans. You had to choose between Brian Callahan and Matt Nagy to run your offense. Man, I know y'all got John Harbaugh, but y'all did not get everything else that y'all was after, bro. I don't think there's any Giant fans that's happy about getting Matt Nagy after he struck out everywhere for head coach, and then nobody wanted him in the Chiefs. The Chiefs couldn't get him out the door fast enough to get Eric Bieniemy back. Chronic, man, like how I would felt. I did not want Nagy in Nashville, and I was just saying, like, please. I think one of the best things that happened is the Titans played the Chiefs, and one of the only teams we beat was the Chiefs, and the offense looked abysmal. That game with Gardner Minshew getting hurt, and I don't even know the name of the backup quarterback for the Chiefs that played, but that was one of the best things that could happen. Is that we got a bad taste in our mouth of Nagy, and then lo and behold, all the Titan pundits was yelling for Stefanski and yelling for Nagy, and then what happens? Like those are the only teams we beat, the Browns and the Chiefs, and the perfect thing happened is we lost to the Niners, and then Robert Saleh wanted to come coach us. It's the best thing that could happen. You feel me, Daniel? D4, he said they was pushing Nagy on us so bad. Like the national media is like, don't draft Cam Ward last year. Don't take Nagy and Stefanski. Don't go after any other coaches. Like don't take Bain or Reese in the draft. Like draft an offensive guard or something. Like, bro, like the national media, I got a YouTube video if y'all got time, literally saying like it breaking down like the national media has a bias against the Tennessee Titans. And here's another part, you know what I'm saying, that I'm fired up about. Just drop them undefeated stickers. Listen, People like to rag on the Titans so bad about Mike Vrabel as if he wasn't in Cleveland behind Stefanski and went to New England after that. People like to rag on the Titans so bad about the South. The Jacksonville Jaguars, last time that they was in the AFC title game was Blake Bortles. The Colts, they ran my boy right into the dirt. Like they literally had a generational quarterback and couldn't protect him to the point that he just quit. When's the last time the Colts been in the AFC Championship? Deflategate is the last time that they was on a serious run. Is Deflategate. Then we get into the Texans. The Texans, in the history of the franchise, as much as they say we want to be Texans, want to be Houston, or can't let it go, we own the rights to the Oilers. The Oilers and the Titans is the same thing. The Texans have never in their history ever made an AFC championship game. Not a Super Bowl, not won one, never even appeared in one. So I don't understand this logic of like the Titans are trash and we're the doormat when these other teams are at their pinnacle in the last decade, not even sniffing the conference championship. They're literally one and done every year. Like that's as best as you're gonna get. So I mean, I need to stand up for the Tennessee Titans to say, like, as much as people try to like rag us about getting a new stadium and caring about uniforms and Ken Ward having a down year because all the coaches got fired. Well, guess what? All the coaches y'all try to push on us hired everybody we just fired. And we got a great coaching staff that they just assembled here. And Amy's got a new stadium coming in with 5 different general managers in the front office. Like the Tennessee Titans are doing everything they're supposed to do for the franchise to return to where it needs to return to. I just need people to understand that. When you try to dog the Titans like the Titans have had a number 1 seed in the last 5 years. The Titans have been in the AFC Championship in the last 5 years. The Titans have had really good. They got 2 Pro Bowlers on the 3-win team. That like legitimate Pro Bowlers, not just alternate. Don't nobody want to show up Pro Bowlers. Tim DK broke the rookie record for all-purpose yards, and Jeffrey Simmons is the best interior D lineman in the league. Like, get over it, man. Like the Texans had their run, and the Texans is out, and then they're getting ready to have to pay CJ Stroud. The Colts, we seen what the Colts doing. The Colts don't have a first-round pick next year. The Jags don't have a first-round pick next year. And then you sitting there wondering how they trying to make the Tennessee Titans like we're the big dumpster fire. These other teams in the division don't even have first-round picks next year. He said Dart return with Nagy. Yeah, I don't think Nagy will do much for Jackson Dart. And then, you know, for as much as I respect John Harbaugh, I mean, he couldn't do anything with Lamar Jackson, so I don't expect him to do anything with Matt Nagy and Jackson Dart. What's the vibes tonight? How the fam's good. Birthday was yesterday. My daughter's birthday is next week on the 13th. Me and my mom's here. We just kind of chilling, you know, like getting some stuff done, handling bidding. I had to help my wife prepare for this interview she got tomorrow, man. So bless up on that. I definitely pushed her to her limits. Bonjour. Now that's something I need to learn, Yusuf. Like my wife speaks 3 languages, and I need to be like the Black Bond and start learning French. I feel lame because I can't. But I need to learn it as my daughter's learning it. So that's gonna be another thing that Uncle's gonna learn. Not only am I learning to take PCs apart, put them back together, build them, all that. I'm going to learn French this year. By the end of this year, I'm gonna be wee-weeing on y'all on the microphone. You feel me? You say you watch for real. It's up. You're gonna be like Pete Carroll over there chewing gum, arguing with the running backs on how they standing in the backfield. Dope. For sure, Statman in the building. Oh, for sure, D Ford. Our local media ain't no better. I think we the only team. The local media troll the fans. To be honest, it's some people I listen to that I respect, like TD, PK, MCA boys. It's a few people I respect. I listen to their stuff and like I know they're not trolling. Then there's some good trolls like Titans Idiot and Titans Coliseum, Firestone. Like it's some good trolls. You know what I'm saying? Then it's like the people that's not supposed to be trolling the troll, like Steelman and Buck and all them. It's just like wheel bowling. Like nothing against them people personally. Sometimes they have some stuff, but for the most part, they enjoy the Titans being bad and things going wrong instead of, giving us some solid reporting on the team to the point where we actually feel like they want to put some good content together, like in positivity of the team. Now I know it might be hard to cover a team to win 3 games back-to-back years, but I don't see outside of us. I think Cleveland is one of the other only fan bases that their media just seems to not understand. Appreciate that, Chad. Speaking of 007, I got that 50-year anniversary Blu-ray collection. Favorite movie series period of all time for sure. And I stand on that Roger Moore though. Roger Moore is my favorite, but I'm not a fan of the Gus Bradley move on being the defensive coordinator. I felt like we could have gotten a better DC regardless of familiarity with Coach Saleh. But he got. It's obvious that Saleh got some people that he feel confident in, and to be honest with you, Kong, how much better of a DC hire can you get if you're not going to get the call plays? Like, you're not going to get the top DC in the coaching cycle if they know that Robert Saleh, one of the things that he wanted to do when he came to Nashville, and if you've seen the podcast or any of the interviews with Saleh, he wanted to call plays on defense. So you're not going to get the best OC if the head coach is calling offensive play calls. You're not going to get the best DC if they're not going to be able to call plays. So that's got a lot to do with it. So getting somebody that has familiarity and is really good, that's not going to call plays, that's just going to be helping scheme. Like I'm happy with the Gus Bradley hire in that effect, because I don't think that he was going to hire a first time DC of somebody coming in to what he's trying to do in Nashville, if that makes sense. Like, Brian Callahan brought in everybody in as their first time. I think Saleh was just saying, like, give me some established people, and then as those people leave, if you listen to his initial press conferences and interviews, it seems as if he knows some of these guys are going to take jobs other places in the next couple years, but he's already got his mind on who he wants to groom to move up into the DC position. So it's better to look at who he hired at those position coaches, like safety coach, DBs coach, linebackers coach, D-line coach. Like, one of those guys will more likely be your DC in the future. Same way on offense. Loving the VY OG. Yeah, we've been having the jersey wars about the Titans. So I said, let me pull out some old. Got the most bald headed coaches in the NFL. You get a ball, you get a job. It's the bald headed. Like, I'm not going bald though. I ain't doing it. Brian find a home too. I think in the Buccaneers. Yep. I mean, that's where Liam Cohen came from, and like, the Buccaneers is a class organization. I think they always put out a good product. Like, they seamless transition from Tom Brady to Baker Mayfield, and this past year's the first time they lost the South in probably a decade or something. Like, that's really crazy. And then they lost it on the last week, so I respect the Buccaneers. Hopefully he'll flip it around, man. After hearing your how close Bradley and Saleh are, makes a lot of sense. They have a lot of father-son relationship. I think the fact of the DC that you're interviewing people to be a defensive coordinator to a team where they're not going to get to call plays. So you got to think, for a DC taking a job, they're saying the next 2 years they're going to kind of be locked into the position they in. Luke Stocker is the next OC up. Yeah, because I mean, after Luke Stocker took over the run game court, like, people didn't realize the Titans run game was so bad the first half of the season because Bill Callahan was the run game coordinator, and obviously his son is about to get fired, and they're skipping over Nick Holtz to go to Bo Hardegree, and Bill Callahan is dealing with moving JC from right tackle to left tackle back to right, and then he gets hurt, and then shuffling in people. You kind of lose sight of he's the run game coordinator, so when you get into situations like that, when Luke Stocker finally took over the run game, you see we see how the run game improved, how Gunnar Ham's blocking improved, and also with like having White Cotton with Stocker, I think you'll be able to get an offensive defensive kind of push pull in the meeting rooms on how to run games, you're going to be able to get better input. And the head coach is not going to be so caught up in calling offensive plays that he can't oversee that. To see your point. But why have a coordinator job title? Because what people don't realize, he's essentially in the football world, assistant at best, a senior position coach. But I mean, like, they interview a lot of people. Like maybe Vance Joseph or Raheem Morris is saying, I want to call the defensive plays if I'm the DC. So you don't get a Vance Joseph, you don't get a Raheem Morris, because Kyle Shanahan in San Francisco is worried about the offense. So he needs a defensive coordinator that's going to call defense the way Saleh did. So he needs a head coach calling plays on the defense. So like right the opposite, Saleh needs an OC that's a head coach like Dabo that's going to take care of the offense where he can kind of free roam. So if you're doing that and he wants to be connected to the team by calling plays, you're just not going to get the A-tier DCs, you know, if the head coach is going to be calling defense the same way. You're not going to get an A-tier offensive coordinator if the head coach is calling offense. But that's about it. Unless you got a young up and coming guy that's a position coach coming into that role, I don't think you get that. And I think that's what got Robert Saleh the job is. And we just had Callahan with a bunch of first timers at every special teams, offense, defense. Like you need somebody established in every position. And that's what he's done. If you just look across the board, every position coach, all the coordinators is all like people that have tons of experience. That's not going to be over. Brian Callahan was overwhelmed by the job. He's trying to make sure that nothing and nobody's overwhelmed by the job. To be fair, the South hasn't been the most competitive division for a while now. They've had it kind of easy. But that's what I'm saying though. Like people dog the Titans out as if the Texans have ever been to an AFC title game, or the Colts have been in a decade, or the Jaguars have been since Blake Bortles. Like the team that has gotten the farthest, the most in the South has been the Titans. I mean, the Jags beat the Chargers in a comeback win one time, and the Texans got to the Chiefs a few years ago in divisional. I mean, Colts haven't. When's the last time the Colts won a playoff game? You know what I'm saying? So I was just saying that in response to like people make it seem as if the Tennessee Titans is like the doormat. You know, it's like, okay, they had a couple bad years and then they dog us about the Rabel thing. Like, okay, the last 24 games that Rabel was like 6-18 in his last 24 games in Nashville. Like he went on, like he was 7-3 and then went on a 7-game losing streak. Everybody got fired. Then the next 2 years, like he only won 6 games after that. So, you know, if you go 24 games and you win 6 out of 24 and you have a power struggle, that's what got Vrabel out. Not that he was a bad coach, it's just that he lost all his coordinators and couldn't replace him. But people just try to make it like, oh, the Titans suck because of like, nah, I mean, things happen. Who am I taking in the Super Bowl? I don't have a dog in the fight. I hope it's a great game. I lean Seahawks a little bit, but I mean, I wouldn't be mad if a lot of former Titans and Mike Vrabel got Super Bowl. Tighten up, Stevie. That's my honest opinion, though. Like I just find it funny. So like when people be trolling in the comments, I literally will say like, okay, when's the last time your team won anything significant? You know, it's like you can't go there. Like if it's been 25, 30 years since your team been in a conference championship, like you just stop trying to make it like the Titans are just like some doorman. Yo, my dog She with 1,000-star bomb. He said ball ninjas. Dragon stickers in the chat, man. Appreciate She with 1,000. RJ with back-to-back 500s, 100, a 500, and a 50. And if you on Twitch, I mean not on Twitch, but if you on Kick, you should be able to drop the stickers. Even if you're just a follower, you don't have to be a supporter to the stream to drop the stickers. Appreciate the love, though, She. Definitely an OG. Becker, what you think about your coaching hire in Arizona? And I think March 11th free agent period starts. I mean, the early period starts a little bit before that, but I think March 11 and like 3 o'clock free agent period for people to sign is gonna start. So NFL should start definitely getting a good shakeup. The media will not let us live down if the Patriots win. The media is never on our side anyways though, so I ain't really tripping on that. You know how it goes, bro. The media is not gonna give us no credit for nothing that we do good, but everything that go wrong, like the media is gonna be definitely excited about. Could the Titans trade for Christian McCaffrey? Why would they though? You got Tajay, a top 100 pick running back. You got Khalil Mullins that they drafted that was a good short yardage back that's gonna have more in his bag year 2. And you got Tony Pollard, who's at 1,000 yards every year he's been in Nashville, regardless of what the team looks like on his contract year, where you can cut him and eat $2 million if you need to. So my thought process is, we got 2 running backs that's on contract years. If we get a running back, I'll be happy to take a running back late in the draft that could be a contributory player that could grow. I've already did them in my breakdowns. The people that I like, it's gonna be some good running backs from rounds 5 through 7 that you can pick up and go that direction. Like, the one thing about having players on their contract years is you finna get everything out of a player on their contract year. Cause they playing for money, you know what I'm saying? Like Christian McCaffrey, like there's no way I give up draft capital for an older running back. Becker said it's static. They finally did what you told them to do. Would have pushed hard for Raheem Morris. He ran 4.334. I feel like that would have been a master class in Morris. But that's the thing though. Like, are you gonna get a former head coach who won his last 4 games before getting fired to come be a DC where he can't call plays? He go to 49ers, he got complete control of the defense and get to call plays. Like, it's just not appealing. It's just not appealing. You know, like that right there is like more unrealistic. The more important hire was getting a former head coach, former coach of the year to run the offense like Daboll. Defensive coordinator, it just needed to be somebody competent to help scheme, just because, you know, Robert Saleh is going to have his hands all over the defense and be calling plays. Yeah, Pro Bowl is very goofy. Key will be who LaFleur brings in as his DC. And y'all right the opposite. Y'all got the offense. It's like, when you got the offensive guy, you need a good DC. If you got the defensive guy, you need a good OC. Go back. I don't think the NFL is going to 18-week, 17-game season. I don't think they'll ever put the bread in it for them to play a traditional game where people get hit. Since somebody hired our listing candidate.
Touchdown, Titans!
Would I trade Tony Pollard? The question is, I don't think nobody would trade for him because he's getting $9 million this year. So, like, think about it. If you're another team and Tony Pollard's only got $2 million guaranteed, who's going to trade a draft pick for Tony Pollard? We ran him in the dirt the last 2 years. Like, L'Jarius Sneed, with all the injuries and the alleged drive-by and all the legal issues, who's trading Sneed to pay him? You know, he had a $76 million contract. It's gonna be $8 million if they cut him. Same with Calvin Ridley. He's a 30-year-old receiver. We love Rid, but Rid's getting $28 million. Like, who's trading a draft pick to pay Rid 28, or to pay Sneed almost $20 million, or to pay Tony Pollard $9 million? Like, why wouldn't you just sign Breece Hall? Like, I would just sign Breece Hall, because I think when the Chiefs wanted Breece Hall, the Jets wanted a 3rd or a 4th, and the Chiefs wouldn't give it up. Why wouldn't you just sign Breece Hall or K9 in free agency and just pay them the $9 million, as opposed to giving up a draft pick for Tony Pollard? And then if you trade for Tony Pollard, you'll have to extend him and give him a contract, or you're just wasting time. Like, it would make sense for anybody to trade us for TP. He said, I feel you, but Daboll is going to want to get more explosive. And that's fine. I think with Rid, he got to be the June cut. the June cut on red would give you would free up like I think 13 to 16 million, somewhere in there, like average around 14, 15 million. But like, you know, that's the thing, is like best case scenario is you're not able to get who you want in free agency and the draft goes awry and you get into June and just say, you know what, we're going to play red and hope that he's healthy and put something else with him. And if he's productive, then we'll try to move him and eat some of the money ourselves. But realistically, with Berganzi, a new coach, everything that's coming in, I can see them just washing their hands with Snead and Red and going up to like 115, 120 million in cap space and then just going and get somebody. I think the Titans I've been saying this, the people that they sign or trade for have to be people that are like, their rookie contract is ending and they're going into their second contract. In the next 3 years, this person is going to be a solid key focal point of the team. Tariq Woolen, Alontae Taylor, Deshaun Wright, like those type of players that are like coming into their own, that, you know, have a lot to play for, that's like, you know, 25, 26 years old. This contract's going to take them to their 30. You know, Jalen Phillips, Adafio Wade, Boy Mafe, Kayvon Thibodeau, those type of players. If they did find a way to shuffle things, if they wanted to go Breece Hall or K9, like guys that are going to their second contract, like Alec Pierce, Romeo Doubs, you know, those type of players. Like, I don't want to see them go for the, you know, the 34, 35-year-old Tyler Lockett. You know, like, I don't want them to do that. Like, I'd rather get guys going into their second contract. Because there's people that's going to grow. You want players that, like, let's say you sign somebody like Kyle Pitts to a 3-year deal, or you sign Tariq Woolen or somebody to a 3-year deal. Their deal is going to end when Cam Ward's rookie contract ends. So you want people that their contract is going to end along with Cam Ward's rookie deal, because it just allows you flexibility. Like, you got to give yourself outs to be able to reset. You don't want to be one of those teams that keep shuffling around like we were when we had Tannehill, where his last year was like 33 million guaranteed, and then you still got to pay Henry, and Jonnu Smith walked, and then you got to pay AJ, but you got to pay Jeff Simmons. Like, you got asking Kevin Byard to take a pay cut. Like, you just can't put yourself into that position. The Eagles do it really well, where Devontae Smith and AJ got paid early, Jalen Hurts early, Saquon early. So it's like you can draft and replace people. Like, all the expensive secondary people was gone. Now, like, the Eagles' whole defense is like young guys. Like, some teams are really good at getting ahead of the contracts. Ravens, Joe, was popping. But that's my answer on Red keeper cut, because I like Red. He's a Bama boy, but I just think, like, he's 30 years old. You got to just go after. Like, there's no way, if you get an opportunity to replace Red with Alec Pierce or Romeo Doubs, guys that are, you know, 5 years younger, that you don't replace. You know, bring in Zachariah Branch. Yeah, if you look at my free agent draft YouTube video, bro, I gave so many options, because, like, let's say you strike out on Doubs and Pierce, don't reach for nobody, because, you know, that second wave of receivers from Chris Bell, KC Concepcion, Jacoby Lane, Jeremy Bernard, Chris Brazel, Malachi Fields, some of the guys from the Senior Bowl, Zachariah Branch, it's gonna be a lot of guys in that second, third, fourth round that's gonna be good quality receivers. You know, last time we missed with the Amon-Ra St. Brown going Dez Fitzpatrick, or, you know, like those Lad McConkeys, those Luther Burdens, those second, third round guys, like guys that just get in and then you look up on Sunday and these guys cook. I worry for T'Vondre Sweat and how's he gonna fit into the 4-3 defense. The thing about T Sweat is, you know, Jeffrey Simmons asked him to go last year to Dallas with him, and he didn't go. He had the tonsil removed or whatever, missed the first, he was on IR to start the season the first month. and he got a slow start to the season. The front office is not impressed with him, but they like him. He's a talented guy. He can move really well for a big guy. But if he don't go to Dallas and come back, you remember regardless of how JC's season went, when JC came back 300 pounds with his hair chopped off and he had a six pack at 300 pounds, and Jeffrey Simmons came back looking like looking like one of them Hawaiian dudes, like they took care of their body, you know what I'm saying? Like they got right in the off season. If T Sweat don't take that approach and he come back overweight, he come back out of shape, come back getting a late start, I can see them moving T Sweat. But if T Sweat like get to his if he get the max of what he could be, like T Sweat could be dirty up front. He could just be a game wrecker up front. But it's gonna take for him to be professional and take that next step. I think Breece Hall is a real possibility in Arizona. He really liked LaFleur when he was in his OC in New York, and Connor had an easy contract to move off of. I could definitely see that. Y'all definitely need a solid back. This draft class got a lot of good wideouts. Yeah, and then people say, man, I'm like, bro, like certain positions, like is a premium in this draft. Like it's gonna be a lot of like wide receivers, linebackers, like type of players like that. Like it's some good. The second, third, fourth, fifth rounds is where you make your team at, and it's not just about who they pick in the first. With the exception of, I don't know if y'all seen that reel where the Cowboys got 2 first, Rams got 2 first, Browns got 2 first, Jets got 2 first. It's some teams that got multiple first round picks that's gonna make a splash either in free agency or they're gonna make a splash in the draft. And I want to know who it's gonna be. Like who's the team that's gonna do something wild with those extra picks? Mo Vikings got to grab one since we more than likely losing Addison. Since y'all got 0 cap, I don't know what y'all are gonna do. And Katie, you seen the people mad in my comments about the Vikings because I'm like, bro, like it's not the receivers in Minnesota, it's not the tight end or the running back either. Like it's not the defense. Like Minnesota got a QB issue. Hosting the Super Bowl in 2029. Let's get it. Are they going to hit corner position through free agency? And first, how many players would they realistically get from free agency? Well, they only got like 34 people that's going to be signed the contract. Obviously they got to have a 53, so that's 20 plus like the practice squad and guys that's going to come into camp. They're going to have probably 4 quarterbacks in camp. The Titans are going to have to draft and sign like 30 people total, so I expect them to sign a lot. But if you looked at my YouTube video of saying like Corey Levin, Oli Udoh, Crenshaw Dixon, Baker Jr., maybe one more of the defensive backs like Elam or somebody, Jahad Ward. Like it's a lot of those guys that you could deal with just by bringing back some of the guys that was effective last year. I don't know if they seen what they seen out of CJ Ravenel, James Lynch, Cam Horsley, Shy Tuttle, some of those guys that was in rotational roles. So it's like they're probably going to draft 10 players and they're probably going to hit 10, 15 guys in free agency when the period started in March. I think the corner position, like if you say like, let's say like the most like with the highest upside of the DBs, let's say you take Baker Jr. and you take Elam and say that's like DBs 5 and 6. Marcus Harris is your corner and you go out and get a Tariq Woolen or you get a Nashawn Wright off the Bears as your corner. And then you hit 2 in the draft and you come in saying like, I can go 6 deep, and then you still got Michael Robinson. That's a special teamer. That's a cornerback listed between corner and safety, and say like you come into camp with like 6, 7 dudes. You're gonna get undrafted free agents after the draft. You're gonna be able to get guys that people are cut and not gonna pay that didn't come to a contract. The same way we getting rid of Reed in June. Like we'll be able to catch some people like that. So I expect them to draft 2 corners and probably sign 1 big one and maybe like a couple mid, like how Xavier Woods was. Xavier Woods was $4 million a year, and he's a solid person on the roster. It's like they got to get guys like that actually could produce if you put them on the field. You can't stop. You can't continue to have this Tennessee Titan roster where every player that's not a starter, their ceiling is free agent. It's special teams. You got to start having players that their floor is special teams, but they could actually contribute on Sunday if they was like thrown into the fire. Because what we had this year, it just wasn't it. Cody Barton's brother, Lander Barton, get drafted to us. If you do the mock draft, like he's always there in like that 5th, 6th round, which is funny. And Shotbybuddha fired GM 2 months before the draft too. Like, I don't know what y'all doing. Yeah. But I mean, even though it's a GM, the scouting people usually don't change. They usually have the same guys scouting. Josh Mack was good. Coach said in the building. Raul. Love that jersey. I got my Eddie George jersey just like that. The old Reebok ones. Kind of wish we would go back to those. Then y'all seen those people losing their mind about the jersey stuff I shared out, but I always ask everybody in the chat, like, the jersey that Cam Ward had on in the reel, I would like to see a good rendition of a navy one like this, like done where it doesn't look cheap. I think you could come up with something real crazy in the navy with the 2-tone blue, like a navy with the secondary color is the light blue with red accents or something, like, could get kind of crazy. I think that could be a spicy setup. If the NFL went upside down, everyone that made the playoffs next year, they have losing season, who had losing made the playoffs, well, it would be like this year. The Patriots won 4 games back-to-back years. The Jaguars drafted in the top 5 last year. The Bears, look where they was at last year. Seahawks was going through it at the end of last season, and they lost everybody. The Commanders was in the NFC Championship. They're drafting 6th this season. The Chiefs is in the Super Bowl. The Chiefs is drafting in the top 10. You just gotta throw in, like, that was this year. This year was the year of parity of like the whole league getting flipped upside down, pretty much top to bottom. Nobody expected the Patriots to win the East and go to the Super Bowl, and the Buffalo Bills to get knocked out. I miss Roger McCreary. He was my favorite player at one point, kind of like how people low-key like Corey Davis. Roger Mack was like your crush. The only thing that threw me off about Roger McCreary is they had just did his life story on the Titans YouTube, and I watched it. And I remember telling people during the Iron Bowl, when Roger McCreary was guarding John Mechie and Jamison Williams, he was all over them. And I said, I don't know who this dude is, but I was like, he finna go high in the draft because of what he doing on 2 NFL wide receivers. And then we drafted him 2nd. And Roger has been one of the guys that don't miss games, that play inside, outside, play good in the run game. I didn't understand this whole thing where they said he didn't fit. And I'm like, personality wise, or like he's the only cornerback, the only defensive back listed as a cornerback on the Titans last year with the interception, and that was in the first week. He's the only cornerback that had a pick for us last year, and he's on the Rams. But maybe they traded him because they weren't going to re-sign him to what he was going to ask for. I don't know. Like, now Marcus Harris is a dog, so like I ain't. If we going from Roger McCreary to nickel to Marcus Harris, I ain't mad. If you're saving bread, but it's just coming to be like Roger McCreary was the Iron Man in the DB room, and he got traded. And then, Chig was the Iron Man at tight end, leading us in run after catches and receiving yards, and then he's probably gone too. Josh Mack was good. It's the day after my birthday, man. Hey, listen, if anybody wants to do me a birthday favor, check out my YouTube video, which we have now got restrictions off our YouTube, so we get more views, we get more reach.
We will be doing a watch party for the MCS tomorrow, but I won't be live on YouTube with it because I don't want to. That's how I got it messed up last time. It's through YouTube, so I don't really care. Like Twitch and Kick ain't nothing gonna be wrong with it, and Facebook nothing gonna be wrong with it, but doing it on YouTube is just not smart. So for sure, y'all, for sure. That's my YouTube mailbag for my birthday that I dropped this morning. Y'all check it out. I'm gonna be turning that into a series, but I need y'all to help me come up with a name for the series of my behind the scenes, like when I'm gonna be cleaning out my PC, rebuilding my PC, building my daughter PC, like when I'm doing updates to the stream room and stuff. Like I need a name for that content. And then I'm gonna show y'all, this is what I did. This is what I did yesterday instead of going live. So I don't have to say this. This is gonna be in the YouTube videos and the streams when I take intermissions now.
Hit that subscribe, like, comment, share. Tap into the daily uploads at 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. If you miss the live streams, you got picture in picture. And if I don't get to any questions during the live streams or the pods, drop them in the comments. I'll make it part of the weekly mailbag. If you're following on the blue, smash those reactions. I know you're OG. Hit that like, comment, share, tap into the daily content that is the shop. If you're new to the shop, you definitely should be tapped in on the green. No ads, up to 50 emotes free for just being a follower. You do not have to be a supporter to unlock picture in picture, late night streams. Follow us on Kick. We also live on Twitch. Look out for the drops, as well as if you have Amazon Prime, it's free $99 to sub to the channel once a month. Don't let Jeff Bezos stick that money back in his pocket. If you don't use it on the shop, use it on another content creator that you like. I still call it Twitter, but follow us on X. We tweet back. If you missed the daily shop talks, make sure you tap in for the late night cap on the purple and the green. The Discord is always open. Outside of subs, donos, and cash apps, there's also another way to support the content. That's by grabbing a trucker hat, a bandana, hoodies, the classic barbershop, Five Nation, right out of the official merch store on Tactic, formerly known as Geeks Unleashed. Code Buddha at checkout to get a discount.
So I can just go to that when I need to take a little quick intermission, or when the stream start, or when the stream end. And then hopefully we'll add to those by having some sponsors once we hit YouTube partner. And we have some sponsor streams that'd be dope to have sponsor content once again, and be able to throw those in between the streams just to add to a little bit of the sauce though, man. Because like sometimes I get long-winded saying that when the stream start, so I was like, let me stop saying the same thing over and over and then just record it. But I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I recorded that like 10 times because I recorded that whole commercial over twice on voiceovers with the microphone muted, and I was so mad both times. He said we're gonna talk about, it's the mailbag, bro. So like you just need to ask a question about Jay-Z, and then we can answer it. Because I really personally could care less about it, but if you ask a question about it, we could go in on it. I mean, if you watch the original Dame Dash stuff talking about when Jay-Z with R. Kelly and all the stuff that went on with that, and with Aaliyah and Beyonce being young, and like, Beyonce was young when he met, Aaliyah was young when they met, even with Russell Simmons. Like if you go back and watch the Diddy story of how Kim Porter and all those girls was like young and with these moguls, and Russell Simmons baby mama, all these, how young they was when, it's just a thing, man. Like, I mean, the Solange fighting with Jay-Z in the elevator, like Jay-Z ain't never been no savory. Like he's from the street, even the projects, like, but it's Jay-Z, like he's ascended and defied the odds. But in a 30-40 year period, I probably got some dirt that they done did. I mean, you did when the baby was talking about being in the at P Diddy after party and it's just Jay-Z, Beyonce, and Diddy in there. They took a liking to him. What does that mean? But you know, like I don't like going down the rabbit hole of that. You know, like you know, everybody's innocent until proven guilty, and until he got a documentary saying that he definitively did this. I mean, Jay-Z didn't beat all his stuff in court, so it's just like, you know, this Epstein list. Like, there's presidents and princes and kings on it. Like Jay-Z being on the list is just like, eh. You know, it's like it's Hollywood. Like, y'all think that Cat Williams was joking? You know what I'm saying? He think Denzel was joking when he said he leave at 10 o'clock in them Hollywood parties. Like, what you think happened in Hollywood? Bro, I've been to some streamer things and say like, yo, man, fame and clout and money and drugs and stuff, people do wild stuff. So like, it ain't even really that interesting to me. Who else got a question in shop? That is an hour and 5 minutes of the shop talk. This will be compressed and broken down and dropped onto YouTube 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. Make sure y'all do me a birthday favor and double back and catch the birthday shop